You're listening to Force Majeure, an actual play Star Wars podcast. My name is Adam and I'm your host, and today's episode will be brought to you after these words from our sponsors.
Every ship needs a ship's mascot, but being a ship's captain is a difficult job. Sometimes we just don't have time to train the animals we love. Why not consider Joba's animal companion training droids? It doesn't matter if Lagawolf doesn't want to eat its formulated grain pellets, or a Lothcat that just keeps leaping out and savaging the crew. Joba's is the animal companion training droid for you. Buy now and receive our award-winning book, How to Recognize Sentient Nature Before You Turn Them Into a Ship's Mascot. Joba's Animal Companion Training Droids. We care because you don't have time to.
Hi everybody, it's Mikey and this is episode 4 of Tiny Tikus Adventures. I'm going to introduce you to our players. They're going to tell me a little bit about their characters, and seeing as the situation we're in at the moment has them next to a big pile of treasure, I'm going to ask their characters to tell me, what would you spend the treasure on, or your part of the treasure on?
My name is Adam and I'm playing Tikus Bar, a Basilisk birthday boy.
I'd probably spend my share of the treasure on, the best workshop, ever for Mum and Dad, and then they could teach me how to be, the greatest weapons designer that's ever been in Cinnabale, and then I'd be able to make Roy, the bestest Roy that Roy could ever possibly be, and I'd make all of my friends the bestest blasters in the world, and no one would ever be able to mess with any of us, because we'd shoot them with my special guns. And I'd have a cupcake party. I'd throw us all a cupcake party in a bouncy house with blasters.
Hi, my name's Mim and I play Roy. He's a B1 battle droid and bodyguard or nanny to young Tikus.
Let's see, there's a lot of cast there. I reckon that we should probably make sure that Mr. Barr doesn't get hurt by any of the huts. I reckon a bit of money has got to go to the huts. I mean, you got to keep the huts happy. I mean, that's one of the big things about living around here. You keep the huts happy. Unhappy hut? Unhappy people. Oh, yeah. Otherwise, I'm going to buy Barr a really big birthday present. I reckon I owe him one, actually. I was going to find him one, but I haven't found him one yet. I'm going to keep looking for one. So, yeah. Those.
Hi, I'm Lou. I'm playing Risic, a Trandoshan crybaby. Well, it's a lot thing. But I think mostly I want to buy my mum a new ship, because then we can go places and new places and see, a lot of places that are not just here, and also some more scale cream because I'm itchy.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm playing Drenzo Ness, the Mandalorian, who's the littlest bounty hunter. What Drenzo would like to buy with his share of the gold, or treasure in general, is a rocket pack, because jetpacks are cool.
Thank you, everybody. So, where did we leave you? Our brave adventurers, and also Rizik, find themselves deep in the inner workings of the Inferno, an ancient capital ship from the height of a long-forgotten empire. In days gone by, the Inferno was the flagship of the dreaded pirate and scourge of the Outer Rim, Laser-Eyed Billy. But Billy has not been terrorising merchant ships in the Empire for over an age. He, his ship, and his fabled treasure have found their resting place under the sands of Cinnabale. The adventurers cleverly, and also Tikus, make their way through the bowels of the ship, past booby traps, and what remains of the crew of pirate droids. Our heroes, and also Drenzo, find themselves in the Inferno's cargo bay, bathed in the light from blue crystals that surround the Inferno. Here they find the vault, Laser-Eyed Billy's personal shuttlecraft. As they step inside the one-room ship, lights flicker on and they see the treasure of 1,000 worlds before them. In the pilot's seat sits a large droid in an unmistakable pirate captain's hat. Laser-Eyed Billy and his ship are waking up. What do you guys do?
Oh no!
Oh, cool.
The ship's starting.
I'm not so worried about the ship starting. It's the wee scary pirate droid that's giving me the frickers.
Your mum says you're not supposed to say that.
It's a word that your mum and dad say to each other.
Or like criff.
No, young man, that is time out corner.
Okay. Now, 'cause pirate droid.
There is no excuse for bad manners. This is the perfect time for you to understand that you don't get to do the fun things if you don't do the things that we need to do to live in a civilized society.
Okay, I'll go and stand in the corner. This is all on you three.
And Tikus goes and stands in the corner,
Wait,
looking
wait.
shamefaced.
Take a juice box.
Okay, thank you, Roy.
And he goes into the little backpack on Roy's back, takes out a juice box, and then Tikus goes back to the corner and stands there, shoulders slumped, staring forlornly into the corner, sucking on a juice box.
The captain has not seen you yet, or is at least not paying you any attention. He's moving more animatedly now. His hands, because you can basically, there's this giant seat, the pirate hat, and you can see two droid hands pressing buttons, and he's speeding up. He was moving quite slowly when you entered, and lights start flashing on, and as Rizik says, it looks like the ship is waking up.
Roy's going to hand out 2 more juice boxes to Rizik and Drenzo,
Yes.
and then he's going to turn around,
Yes.
offer one to the captain, and squeeze the juice all over him.
The captain is actually quite far away. You're at the back of the ship, and he is right at the front. So
Okay.
he's basically in profile against the blue light. So he's a good 20 feet away from you right now. So you can go up there if you wish.
Or squeeze it really hard.
I think I'm just going to try squeezing the juice boxes really hard.
Or just hurl it at him.
Yeet and retreat.
I'm really hoping for some sort of, not corrosive, obviously, that's too much for a juice box, but I'm hoping this
Especially
might...
because we're drinking it.
Boiling
flavour.
acid flavour, yes.
No, what I'm hoping for is that this might get into his mechanics, because he's already old. You know, he's been in sand for a while, so some
Okay.
liquid might make this
All
messy.
right. Okay. Interesting idea. Make me a shoot roll.
Okay, shoot's good for me.
Yeah.
I've got 3.
Yeah.
Plus,
Me and Bar, we like to fire the straws at each other, so we do this a lot.
oh dear, I got a 1 on my danger dice.
But how much did you get in total?
8.
Okay, so it's a success.
Yay.
So you hit him.
Wow.
But it's not going to end well for you. So the juice flies out from the juice box through the straw and makes an arc of an amazing 20 feet. And patters off the back of his hat and his chair. There's a pause in his pressing of buttons, and you can see the hat twitch as if he's about to turn around, but he doesn't. What he does is he reaches over and pulls a lever, and from the ceiling, 2 crab droids land. "Arr, intruders," they say, and start scurrying towards you. We're going to go into initiative.
Hi.
Am I laid out the corner yet?
Yeah, I think you've learned your lesson. I think now it's time for a group activity, everybody.
Okay, thank you for that. Tikus, you're going first. You're facing a wall. This wall is a shuttle, so it's festooned with buttons and things flashing and all manner of stuff. Also, around your feet, there are bags of gems and gold, and to the side of you there's a treasure chest opened up, and inside it's filled with diamonds and pearls and rubies and things like that.
So, while the buttons are very, very enticing to young Tikus, we've faced these pirate droids very, very recently. And Tikus does not like to cause unnecessary harm to droids, despite what Drenzo keeps trying to lead him down the path of. Yeah, you give me that look, you laser torching scoundrel. So Tikus remembers from the ones that he turned off earlier on where the off button is.
Right.
So he's going to, with his arms flailing, leap on the nearest one and frantically once again flail at the off button.
Okay, can I have a... I mean, we
Gadget
could do... No, we could go straight for a gadget roll, but however, what we're going to be doing first is you're going to be doing a leap onto them. So, I would like a... I'd like a break roll first.
That is 10 on my break roll.
So the droids land. They skitter for a bit to get that balance, and out from the side of them comes what seems to be possibly an arc welder or something like that. Something that's clearly used for engineering but can quite easily be used for violence as well. They skitter forwards, and past all of you runs Tikus. His eyes clenched close, his arms flailing as he goes, and he leaps. And there's a wonderful moment of arcing as he's gonna get that, and he lands straight on the droid, holding on with his lower arms and fiddling around with his top arms. It's jerking away. It's not a big droid, but you're not a big guy, so Well, you're only 6, so it's you are now rodeo riding a crab droid.
Yay! Cannonball!
The captain presses a few more buttons. There is a hum. That's the captain's turn. Rizik.
Rishik is going to dive behind one of the chests of treasure to, have a handy chest-high wall,
Yes.
or probably head-high wall.
Mm-hmm.
Grab something nice and hard like a diamond,
Yeah.
put it in a catapult, and fire it at the eye of one of the crab droids.
Perfect. Okay, so you scoot behind one of the chests, and they are they're wooden, which is unusual. I mean, you expect them to be like a container made of plastic or anything like that, but they're a proper wooden pirate chest.
Ooh, I want it.
Down by the side of it, there is in fact a plethora of gems, different colours, like reds, greens, blues, yellows, whites. What do you fancy?
I like blue.
Okay.
Let's go for a blue one.
Yeah, you pick up. It's about kind of fist size. It is, and fits really well into your catapult. Can you do me a shoot roll?
That is 7.
You fire it off. You crack the crab droid with the gem. It takes a massive dent to its side. You haven't blinded it, but you can see sparks coming out from quite near to where its optic server is. This will work. And there's a big pile of them here as well. This is something you can do. The crab droids, Tikus. One of the crab droids is going to try and bounce around and try and push you off itself. Yeehaw! Okay, that rolled a 5 and a 1 on its special dice. So, you're there on tight. You are. Could you roll me a gadget? Because although it's out of turn, it has presented itself a perfect place for you to actually just stick your multi-tool in and power it down.
I feel like I'm at the rodeo. 8.
Okay, you jam your multi-tool into its off socket and start wriggling around. It's not as easy as just pressing a button on this one. They look to be slightly... Every single one of them seems a little bit different. The same sort of idea, but a slightly different model.
Tychus is taking notes on droid modification while he's doing it. Well, it's something go, sleepy time, sleepy time, sleepy time.
Okay, so that's a little bit out of turn there because it did absolutely terribly. The other droid scutters up and goes for... Well, you rolled a 1, didn't you? Roy.
Oh.
It's only about half your size. It is, but its legs, I imagine if it straightened out its legs, it would probably get up to about 6 foot, but it seems to be resting at about 4 foot high. And it tries to zap you with its welding torch around midriff side. Okay, could you do me a health roll, please?
1.
That's as many as hits it had, so you're fine.
Sure.
It draws its welding torch across you, and you get a nasty scar on your torso, but it doesn't go through your armor plating. It's fine. It'll look cool when it cools.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Chick stick of scars.
Drenzo.
Scene 1, going charging into Roy, Drenzo will sneak up behind it and attack it with his welding pistol. Try
Okay.
and,
You're being a
open
little
up its
bit
back.
overly generous calling it a welding pistol,
Yeah, maybe.
but you can run at it and have a go.
Yeah. Drenzo gets a 3.
You get into combat range with it, and you click, click, click. It doesn't come on. There's a few buttons on the side as well, which maybe it's out of power, maybe you haven't turned it on or anything like that. But next round, you press a few buttons to see if it works. Roy.
Can I see Drenzo and the welding torch?
He is fighting the same one you're fighting. So yes.
I reckon I'm just tall enough to be able to reach over and take it off him for a movement.
Are you going to try and stop him?
Yes, this is my toy. Drenzo found it fair and square.
Little fingers, hot things, don't mix. Just gimme, gimme, gimme.
We're going to play hide and seek with this. We are. So I want you to do a seek roll and you to do a hide roll. How quickly you can move away from him, essentially.
You beat me.
12. Oh, what did you get?
Drenzo got 2. Drenzo has 1 dice in hide.
Oh my word, do I pull him off his feet?
Dislocated shoulder.
So now this is the thing. I'm fairly sure right this second that whilst you have hold of the torch and you've lifted it high up, Drenzo hasn't let go.
Correct.
Because it's complete... Drenzo will let go of a lot of things before he lets go of a weapon.
Correct.
So you are now holding Drenzo and a torch.
I can work with that.
Oh.
Oh no!
We go back up to the top. Laser Eye Billy stands up. Horrifyingly, he's not completely a droid. It looks like Billy was once alive, and you see his now skeletal body is held together by countless cybernetic enhancements. He turns to you, and you see the right side of his face is completely replaced by droid parts, and red eyes glow as they flash at you. Everybody make me a mind save, because he is terrifying.
Rissick gets none.
Tikus gets none.
Roy gets 1.
Okay, so this is going to do everybody 2 mind damage, and 6s take away from it. So if you've got 1 6, that's one mind damage, but 2 of you.
Drenzo takes 1.
Tikus takes 2.
Because essentially what this is a robot zombie.
A pirate robot zombie.
A pirate robot zombie. He looks... There is the skeletal bits for him. It's, essentially, the guy's long dead, and the robot is keeping him going.
And now we're in the back of his Dracula.
He lurches forward a few steps. He's wearing what seems to be rags of an old pirate's uniform. His hat, whilst is resplendent and large, has seen better days.
"Ye cannae take me treasure,"
he says.
"I won it unfair and square. It's mine, I tells you."
The engines are definitely peaking now. You can hear the thrum of them. Tikus, your go.
While continuing to cling on to and turn off the Brooking Bonko that is the crab droid that Tikus is presently riding, there's an awful lot of forward momentum that droid's doing. So Tikus is going to attempt to use that forward momentum to charge the crab droid into Laser Eye Billy. Well, I say try. I suspect that's more of a consequence than an intention, but that's what Tikus is going to try to do.
Okay, so you've got your multi-tool jammed straight in one of the ports of this crab droid, and if you yank it to the side, maybe it'll move it one way, maybe it'll move it another way. Roll me a gadget roll and let me know.
9.
So that's 1 success. It stumbles towards him. It doesn't crash into him, but it does take some damage as it stumbles around.
Was Tikus attempting to basically nut, Laser Eye Billy, right in the
crab droid? Yes.
Yeah, right in the crab droid.
I think you should leave that one to the grown-ups.
I can't get off it, Roy. I'm stuck. If I let go, it's going to squibble me.
The captain has quite clearly noticed you, Tikus, and looks round at you. His eyes flash again, but this time with a thrumming kind of intensity.
What did you say your name was? Oh no!
And a bolt of pure energy fires from his eyes towards you.
That'll be an evade roll, thank you.
I thought that name was just for the marketing.
Oh dear.
I thought it was ironic.
Okay, so that's hit you.
Yeah.
And
I got 1 6, so
you take 2 from your evade, because he did you 2 damage.
I got 1 6.
All right,
take
okay,
from
1 from your evade, sorry.
For the listeners, you'll be happy to know that all of my various health pools are neatly balanced on not much.
He lurches forwards towards you as well.
Seeing this horror suddenly appearing and wiping out half of her mind pool in one go. Mind pool is not a big one. That's the benefits of being a coward. Rissick has a complete and utter meltdown, has been confronted with the most terrifying thing that she has ever seen in her fear-filled life. And I don't like adventures! Grabs the largest diamond that is available from, loads it in the catapult, and straight at Laser Eye Billy's eyes.
Brilliant. There's a diamond right near you. It's technically a little bit too big for the catapult. It's that big. It's kind of orange size. So it fits in there snug, but it's massive. And it's going to have a fair bit of momentum around it. So you've got to pull back really quite far.
I am powered by fear.
You are powered by fear. Roll me a shoot.
7.
7 hits. The diamond flies through the air. It's huge. If you can imagine in slow motion, Drenzo's being held up by the gun, and he watches as this diamond flies past his face.
Ooh, I want it.
Like Satsuma size, it shoots past and cracks Billy straight in the face. It's done this skeletal part of Billy quite a bit of damage. As you can see, his neck's at a slightly odd angle now. The hat slowly slips off his head. It's done him serious damage here. Arr, he says, but not in a pirate way. In a I've been pained way, but you know, he's only programmed a certain way. If only you could keep these gems for using in your catapult. They work really well. One of the crab droids bucks and tries to throw you off once again. And it turns its welding torch towards you and tries to zap you. It hits. If you can do me a health roll, please.
2 6s.
You're good. It scorches at your clothes, but you don't seem to take any damage as the welding tool gives you a near miss. The second crab droid skitters up to the both of you and goes for Roy. Just hitting. If you do me a health roll or an evade, you know. You take a hit.
Ow.
Drenzo.
Drenzo, in shock at the half-dead robot pirate shooting fire out of his eyes, realizes there's only one thing for it. He's going to have to use the thing that he found.
Oh dear.
It's a big, heavy object.
Well, you have one hand held up with the welding touch, but you've got a free hand right now.
Drenzo does have a free hand. Pulling out the thing that he found,
Yeah.
click,
Yeah.
and hurl it at Laser-Eyed Billy.
Can you roll me a shoot, please?
So that overall is 12.
So that's 2 successes on it. Now, could you just roll me a d6 and let me know what you get?
6.
Excellent. Let's face it, thermal detonator clicks on and starts wumming. You throw it, and Laser-Eyed Billy effortlessly catches it.
What treasure be this?
He says, bringing it close to his face. There's an explosion,
Oh, crap.
and the shuttle shakes.
You're going in timeout now, Roy.
You're in deep poodoo.
Roy, you shouldn't have let me have that. Really, this is your fault.
Everybody, for a briefest point, is deafened by the shuddering of an explosion. Can everybody make me an evade roll, please?
Unlikely. I got a 6, but also a 1 on my wild die.
That's fine.
1-6 for Roy.
Yeah.
1-6 for a sec.
No 6s for Drenzo.
Take one from your evade, Drenzo. Everybody else saw what was going on and shielded themselves. Drenzo saw what was going on and watched.
You're saying that Drenzo looks at explosions?
Yes.
I also kind of imagine that Drenzo tried to hide, but he's still being held up by Roy, who was like, "Oh no." And Roy turned his head away and forgot that was holding up Drenzo.
Did Roy just use Drenzo as a human, Mandalorian shield?
Maybe. You got a helmet. I don't.
That's fair. His t-shirt does have an image of armour on it.
The smoke clears. Billy is a state. The hand which he was holding the detonator in is not there anymore. He's missing part of his droid and skeletal body from about the elbow. One side of his face is all burnt up, and only one of his laser eyes is showing. He seems to have taken a hell of a hit from that. Roy, it's your go.
Yay!
Roy's going to put down the Mandalorian. And he's going to look at Tikus. How injured does Tikus look at the moment?
Tikus is covered in cuts and bruises and is in a fairly bad way, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Tikus isn't great on any level at the moment.
He seems to be having the time of his life, though.
He's still bucking on the back of a crab droid as well at the moment.
You're not entirely sure if he's crying with laughter or fear or a little bit of both, but he's just hanging on.
It's the smoke. It gets in your eyes.
There's a slight shift in Roy's stance as he slowly mutters to himself.
Playtime's over. Overkill mode enacted.
He gets a gun. I've got a gun, haven't I? I've got a gun.
You don't have a gun,
I
but
thought I
it's
had my
weird
gun.
because you just said playtime's over and there is a few new protocols pop into your head. There's a kind of a creaking noise and your arm flips over and your hand kind of flips in and a barrel comes out the end. Your new arm's being added on there. You do have a gun.
Safety is paramount in any situation. Everybody please stand back at a distance of 10 meters. Other than that, you rolled down really well as a team. I'm super proud.
Boom. My shoot is 3.
Okay.
So I'm going to aim straight in the centre of his head. I'm not playing now.
Yeah.
That's 12.
That's an amazing shot. There's a boom, 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 and suddenly smoke comes out the end of the gun. Kind of like a foam sort of stuff, maybe a fire retardant sort of thing for putting out small fires or anything that maybe a 6-year-old could cause trouble.
He looks at his arm and goes,
I'm pretty sure at some point I'm going to have something a little better.
You have a fire extinguisher arm.
well, is he extinguished?
He is.
Rizik, load the cannons! Catapult. I mean catapult.
We go back up to the top. Can everybody make me either a gadget or a seek roll, please? I just need one success, so more than a 6.
I've got 1.
I've got 1.
I rolled a 1 on my special dice.
But you got a...
No.
Did you get more than a 6?
Overall?
Yes.
No, I scored 5 overall.
Okay, I'll come back to you in a
Full
second.
disclosure, I also rolled a 1 on my special dice.
Likewise.
Righto, and like
Tikus is the odd one out in that he both succeeded and did not roll a 1 on his special dice.
Okay, we'll start with Tikus then. Tikus, you hear the sound of the engines, and knowing what you know about engineering, you're fairly sure that the ship is going to set off this round.
Straight into the glass,
Straight into the glass.
at which point it will go bang.
Maybe.
Cool.
Okay, everybody who succeeded but rolled a 1, if you rolled it, was it gadget or seek?
It was seek for Rizik.
Okay.
It was seek for Roy.
You can hear the ship cycling up, and whilst you don't know much about ships, you've got the basic understanding, basic investigation. You know that something is going to happen, and it's definitely the ship is definitely going to set off next round.
Hello.
Rob, everything's fine. You just
Cool.
blew up a droid. It's amazing.
Drenzo's best day ever.
Nothing is going to happen that is any way bad this round.
Sweet.
Tychus, it's your go.
Stop the ship! Stop the ship! Stop the ship!
Tikus is going to try something clever.
Oh no.
Tikus is going to try to charge the crab droid into the flight controls, because it's quite far away from Tikus, and as has been established, he waddles, so he's not very fast.
He uses his fists.
He does, yeah. So he's going to ride the Brooking Bonko into the flight. Yeah, that's what it's called now.
Yep.
Ride the Brooking Bonko into the cockpit and straight into the flight controls, and either try to override them or just break them. Just
Roll me a gadget. Or a break, whichever one you fancy.
it's the same either way.
Alright,
So
which one are you rolling now, so we know how to describe it?
I think it depends on whether or not I get a 1 on my on my wild die for which one would be more fun.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll. Then I'm
If
going
you fail, it's a break. If you succeed, it's a gadget.
Yeah. It is a flat success
Okay.
and a 3 on my special die. So
You yank your multi-tool to the side, and the droid careens off towards the flight deck. You get to where the pilot seat is and smash into the controls.
Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Criffer!
The control deck and the droid start sparking.
Sorry, Roy. I got carried away
By the crab droid.
by the crab droid. Aye.
You've definitely done something, but you're not sure what you've done.
Hooray!
The controls are damaged. The captain...
looks down at the best list next to him.
Well, no, you've passed him.
Oh, right.
He's moved forwards. Yeah, the captain is mostly looking at Drenzo for some reason.
Drenzo didn't cover him in fire retardants.
That's right. He's not that worried about that.
He
Yes.
did cover him in fire.
Oh yeah. Who would have thunk it?
He turns his single eye towards Drenzo and fires. 1 hit. So if you roll either your evade or your health.
Drenzo will be trying to evade. No successes.
So that's 1 damage on your evade. So take 1 off your evade. Rizik.
Well, Tikus clearly has the controls covered. He's an engineer, he knows what he's doing. So he's got this.
He will do in a few seasons' time.
Knows what he's doing, and he's got this is not what you see when you see what's happening to Titus right now.
It's the closest that,
Yeah,
approximation that I can make right now.
Crash. He's fine.
This is how he gets stuff done.
There.
It works out in the end.
high speed with a droid. Yeah, in fairness, yeah.
Yeah.
One of life's natural hammers.
So, seeing Laser Eye Billy still up and lasering eyes, once again, Rissik is going to grab a big, chunky piece of what would make a lovely centerpiece of a tiara, and fire it at Laser Eye Billy's remaining eye.
It's a nice big fire opal. You can find them on this planet, actually, which is probably why he was here originally. And you pick it up. It's a small fist size. You pull back, and can you roll me a shoot, please?
I seem to be rolling 7s a lot today.
Okay, he does not succeed in blocking that, so he takes another hit as you crack him again with a fire opal. His hat's completely off now. His neck is at a 45-degree angle, and
I don't like it.
It's the more you're damaging him, the more scary he looks. He now is walking more like a zombie. He seems fairly injured, probably about as damaged as Tikus, I would say.
Wow, that bad.
Yeah, not bad. Okay, the crab droids. The crab droid tries to retaliate against you, Tikus, with its little weldery thing flailing backwards and forwards. Yeah. It flails its little weldery thing a little bit too much, and from the damage it's taken, the little weldery thing falls off.
Now you need to stop messing around and play nice, naughty droid.
The other one goes towards Roy again and tries to weld Roy good.
Bring it.
Misses. Yeah. The welder has gone out for some reason. So there's a spark, like a click, 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 like an electric gas hob going off, but there's no arc.
No, that thing's terrible once you get them wet. They never light again properly.
It doesn't seem to have noticed that it hasn't welded you because it draws the clicking arc welder across your legs. That, if it was working, would have hampered you somewhat. You'd have been walking around in circles for a while. But fortunately, the plasma just does not ignite.
Okay, so is it my turn now?
It's actually Drenzo's turn.
Oh no! No, not Drenzo.
Drenzo
Yeah.
will now try and wriggle loose with his lit welding torch and jam it in the direction of the leaking plasma from the droid.
Okay, it's actually not too far away from you. You don't need to wriggle loose to be able to stick your arm out and jab.
But the arm that's being held up is the one with the torch.
That is a point.
Drenzo will have an amazing idea. He will drop the go of the welding torch so it falls, and then grab it with his free hand, and then jam it towards the leaking plasma from that droid.
Okay, right. I just want one shoot roll to see how successful this is.
So that's 7
Yeah,
with a 5 on my wild die.
which is good.
Yeah, the other 2 1s.
Okay. You jam your torch into the other torch, and there is a little bit of a click, and then a and the other torch is rendered useless as it explodes. It hasn't taken out the droid, but the droid is not looking good.
Yay, I set a droid on fire.
In fact, it is.
Again.
It is somewhat on fire.
Again.
You're a monster.
Fair.
The ship shudders forwards, picking up speed at an alarming rate. It smashes into the blue glass, and for a second, there is a horrendous crash. The window in the front of the shuttle explodes inwards, showering everybody in glass. A health or an evade roll, please.
Uh-ohs.
Oh dear.
Yep, I heard that.
Oh dear. Everybody still up.
Yep.
Yep. I take one off. I got a success, so I only take one, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I rolled a 1 on my danger dice.
That's fine on
Oh,
on the,
good.
it's only on skill rolls that the danger
Oh,
dice.
good.
There is a massive crash, and everybody is showered with this glass. The acceleration is horrendous. The window is smashed in, and the droids you're fighting and Tikus fly to the back of the ship. It looks like Billy realised something was going on because he doesn't move, but everybody else is pushed backwards. The droid underneath you crashes into the back of the ship, and you take a little bit of damage, but it takes the most of the damage as it hits the back of the ship. The droid that you were welding and you were fighting, Roy, shoots back behind you as well. Suddenly, it's a lot lighter, and the ship is still going.
Okay.
You are in the air. You come to your senses and you can see through the broken open window the red sky of Cinnabil. The vault is broken through its prison and is hurtling without a pilot into the sky. Billy, with his one remaining hand, pulls a cutlass from his scabbard, unclamps his feet and lurches towards you.
Can anyone fly the ship?
I can give it a try, I suppose. I've played an awful lot of holo sim games, and like I can pull levers while moving a woofle waffle with my arms and thing. I'll try and get there. You distract wee scratter fellow.
And Tikus
Yeah.
is going to attempt to scamper up into the cockpit with the foresight of, as he's running past these big piles of treasures, his lower arms are just going to grab a handful each and put them in his pockets.
Right up.
And then as he's running up towards the cockpit.
Okay. You dash up. The ship is at about 45-degree angle, so it's a little bit of a climb, but you've got extra arms, and I believe that was one of...
That is my special, yes.
That's
I
your
have 4 arms.
specialty. So you clamber up to the cockpit and climb into the
Like
seat.
an ape frog.
Like an ape frog. Exactly like an ape frog. There is more buttons than you've ever seen.
Smart
And
roll,
a gear stick. Yeah, smart roll, please. Ooh.
12.
Right.
And a 6 on my special die.
The yoke in front of you is directly controlling the
Pitch and
the
yaw.
pitch and yaw. Yes, that's exactly what it's controlling. And you wrestle with it, trying to bring it down flat. So you got 2 successes there.
Yeah, and a 6 on my wild die. I can't remember if the 6 is
You
like
roll
a try.
again. Yeah, roll again.
Oh yes, I do,
Yeah.
don't I? So that's
Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
it doesn't make it. I'll tell you now. You need a number of successes to. I'm not going to say land this safely.
to
But
land it.
to land it without killing everybody. The captain swings his saber. Who's nearest him? Who wants to be in the way?
I would like to stand forward, grasping, hopefully, a random cutlass that might be in the treasure, to join him in with his idiom.
You come to a rest and pull yourself to your feet.
Can I get a piratical hat in with that? There's like a cutlass and a hat.
You surely can.
Thank you.
You pull yourself to your feet, and right next to you, it's the captain's hat that Rizik has knocked off of the guy's head while smacking him in the face. Grabbing the hat, you place it on your head, and there is a bejeweled cutlass. It looks ornamental. It is beautiful, and possibly not great at fighting with, but right next to it, and you pull it up. What are you going to do?
Avast, you land-lubbing aquatic thing.
Brilliant.
Yar.
And I'm going to brandish the cutlass, and then punch him in the face.
Okay, can you roll me a break, please?
15 plus a 6 on my danger dice.
Keep rolling.
21 plus a 6 on my danger dice.
Okay,
Keep rolling.
25 altogether.
so that's 4 hits. He rolled 1 success, but he only had 2 health left. He advances on you. He's actually a little bit taller than you. He's a massive, maybe about 8 foot tall droid, even without his hat. His cutlass is bigger than yours as well, and he raises it up high to swing at you. You go to block his cutlass, and he swings at your cutlass itself, just essentially to push your cutlass into him because he feels he's a lot stronger than you. You pull around with your fist, and you sucker punch him right in the bottom of the jaw. There is a crack, and the captain has lost a little more than his hat as his head bounces off down the ship.
And then rolls back down to
And
the
then,
thing because the 45
because
degree
it
angle.
is at a little bit of an angle, rolls back down towards you and rests at your feet.
I kick it.
Oh, just invented a new game. Join in.
We're going to go into vague rounds now, where everybody gets a go, but just tell me what you're doing, because we are flying. Oh no, that's flying's not the right word. Hurtling through the air.
Tikus is going to continue to try to bring the ship under some form of control.
You roll me a gadget one this time rather than smart.
That is 13, but a 6 on my wild dice, so 18.
That's 3 successes. The ship is now levelled out. There are several lights flashing. It looks like it's quite damaged. It is, and it's tilting a bit, but you are holding it. Everybody else, you notice as it's tilting, thousands and thousands of coins and countless gems are sliding out the door you came in.
Oh no.
Scattering over the sand, which is quite a way beneath you. But it looks like Tikus has leveled everything out. You're no longer at a 45-degree angle. You're now flying straight. What's everybody else doing?
Drenzo has emptied out his backpack of all his bottle rockets and is now starting to fill his backpack full of loots.
Okay.
I thought you were going to take your helmet off and we were going to finally see Drento's face, but a true Mandalorian,
Never takes his helmet off.
like Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Rissik is going to leap out from, the chest and A, see if she can help Tikus steady the ship, and B, hopefully the front of the ship has seats with seatbelts, because, she needs to strap in.
Clunk click every trip.
Exactly.
You dart-
Safety first.
You dart to the front of the ship. You can help him. You can either roll a gadget or a smarts, depending on what you want to do.
I will try a smarts.
Okay.
So that's a 10.
You notice that there are several flashing red lights, which Tikus quite obviously is feeling as ambience. But this ship is not going to be in the air for very much longer.
Red is bad.
After being pointed this out, you're possibly as high as you're going to get, and the only way is down from now.
Oh no.
Roy, what are you doing?
Mostly I'm just really proud of everybody's team effort for that. It was really a group win. I mean, I really think that you all did brilliantly, and this is definitely a juice box and cake moment.
Inspire, please.
Has Roy got built into his chest with those little sticker dispensers?
I got a 9 on Inspire.
Okay, so that is an extra success on landing the ship, and an extra 6 on anything anybody does next round. The engines slowly splutter out, and for a very short period of time, you are flying through the air without any aid of any sort of engines. And then suddenly, you are falling through the air without any aid of any sort of engines.
Briefly, we were flying without wings.
And now you are falling. But you've got a fair few dice there, so I'd say falling with style.
You all probably want to grab hold of something. We're gonna be having a bumpy landing.
Going back to Rissik slightly, because I forgot about this, you went up to look for seats with a seatbelt. There is only one seat at the front of the ship. It doesn't seem to have a seatbelt on it, and Tikus is sitting in it. Well, what's everybody doing?
Does Roy have any, in case of Skymobile or automobile accident programs?
Safety foam?
This is not part of any programming you have.
Is there any chance that we can kick this thing and it will suddenly find a little bit of extra fuel? In fact, Roy is going to inject some of his fuel into the fuel line of the thing and hope it works.
You are powered by essentially a power battery.
Oh, I'm a battery.
You could plug in and try and give the ship more power.
I'm going to try and plug in, chat to the ship, and hopefully convince it to be able to take us further. There's got to be some AI in there somewhere.
Yeah, totally.
Here we go.
Okay, so there's a universal socket. Yeah, out from your arm.
Bar, close your eyes. You're not allowed to see this.
Out from your arm, you pull a cable, and you can clip it in.
Okay. Is this gadget
Yeah.
for...
You clip in. You don't need the gadget to clip in. You need the gadget to be able to do anything with it. But you clip in and you hear a voice. It's not really a voice because it's all in binary. But you hear what you understand to be a voice. And it says, I'm flying.
Hey, ship.
Hey.
Hey, we've got a really important mission, and we need you to get us home. I'm going to share some of my power with you, because we're going to be good buddies, and I'm going to take you home to meet the folks.
That's great. Is home down?
Eventually.
That's good. I'm not flying anymore.
Drenzo is probably slightly panicked. He's maybe slightly outside of his comfort zone. A little bit.
Yeah.
Considering he's 6.
Yep.
So he's just basically hugging Roy's leg.
Roy, you're a good babysitter.
There.
Ting, 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 ting.
As you say that, the ship, because you're plugged into it as well, goes, it's okay. I enjoyed the flying.
we're gonna fly some more, yeah? We're gonna sing a happy song, and we're gonna push the buttons, and we're gonna use the power of friendship.
It's a little bit out of turn, but roll to use the power of friendship.
Is it inspire or lie? I'm going to try and inspire.
Okay.
7. I'm about 7 inspirational.
The ship goes, yeah. Tikus, some of the lights that had gone off just flash on a bit, and you get a little bit more control over the yaw. I'm going to add an extra success on there for your crashing roll, which will happen soon.
Friendship is a power source. It'll help us fly real high.
The entire
Good
world.
friends like to play, of course, and we'll all stick together and get by. Don't crash off, little ship.
The entire world is going to hell, and that's happening behind you.
Well, in Tikus' experience, when things are going terribly bad, Roy usually has an appropriate song. So,
Yep.
do you remember the Change the Subject song from episode 1? Tikus is going to continue mashing the keypad.
Okay, Rizzik, what are you doing?
Rishik is bracing for impact by throwing herself to the floor and digging her massive Trandoshan claws into the floor.
Good idea. Okay, the ship's now going down. It's going down about as quick as it went up, but you are trying to control the descent with a little bit of power that's been irked out, and looking for a good place to land. You are nowhere near the city anymore. There is just desert, so at least it'll land vaguely softly if you can get it flat. I want one more gadget roll, please, from you.
Okay, so that's 9, but a 1 on the wild eye.
Did we have a boost from being inspirational?
Yes, you did. You can either add an extra success onto here, or you can use that boost to ignore that wild eye one. So it's either something will help you or help everybody. What are you doing, Tikus?
Friendship is a power source.
I'm going to cancel out the wild die 1, I think.
Yay!
Okay, this ship hurtles towards the ground, and there is a tremendous boom as the bottom of the ship, which has been levelled out by Tikus quite well, cracks towards the floor. Now, in all of that, you rolled 9 successes, and you were basically trying to get 10 successes to land successfully. So everybody, it needs to roll a health and get 1/6 and not be injured.
Tikus succeeds.
Rishik succeeds.
Drenzo succeeds.
Roy does not succeed.
Okay, you take a health.
From Drenzo being on top of you. He's a very heavy child.
As much as that you don't take damage from this crash is huge. And the ship tumbles, and gold, what is left in the ship, spins around, flying everywhere. At some point, you black out. You wake up. You can feel sand beneath you. You reboot. Roy, you can feel sand beneath you.
Friendship is a power source.
I'm blind. Oh wait, turn the helmet round.
Are we dead?
It looks like a desolate desert. So yeah, maybe.
So, the good news is we're not dead yet. The bad news is, yet. We're gonna be in so much trouble.
Now, the damage that Roy took, I know he said the good news is you're not dead yet, but remember when you had 2 arms?
What?
Well, your clapping days right at the moment are over.
I'm falling apart.
And you have what seems to be a massive hole just here. It doesn't seem to have injured you a great deal, but there is just where something has hit you quite hard.
Oh, hey, hanky storage.
It's quiet. As you look around, the ship is nowhere to be seen. But you can see where it has landed and tumbled. It's possibly over the next dune or something like that. You're not sure how long ago the crash was. You imagine what your parents are going to say when they find you. In fact, you can hear your parents calling your name.
Oh.
And so can you. You can hear your mum calling your name. And Drenzo, yeah, you can hear your folks.
Okay, so we have to make sure we get our story straight. This is what happened. We were going for a Captain Codfish chuckle grub meal from the local snack emporium because that was what we wanted for our birthday treats, because we'd had too much in the way of sugar and needed some carbs to balance it out. So Roy said that he'd take us over there and get us as many yummel fries as we could eat and maybe some nice chuckle grub toys. And on the way we were captured by other droids that we think might be the robot mafia. One was fat and the other one had clamps, and he said that he'd clamp us. So we ran away from them and we went into the sewers, and when we were in the sewers we managed to find
A pirate ship full of treasure!
a pirate ship full of treasure.
And it exploded.
As this is happening, those of you who are not embroiled in making up a convoluted story, notice a group of people coming over the next to you. It looks to be your parents, and with them there are a couple of local constabulary. They're not stormtroopers, they're just the local Cinnabel police.
It's the pigs.
That's so. And on the pirate ship there were puffer pigs. Good call, Roy.
It's me on the pirate ship.
Okay,
We went for a picnic, and I got lost, and I fell on some rocks, and that's why we're hurt.
Mum, Dad! Drenzo goes charging off. We found a pirate ship!
Drenzo, that's amazing!
It exploded!
Oh, wow! They're kneeling down and they're giving you like that's amazing! Oh, that must have been a great adventure.
Best day
Interestingly enough, your parents, Tikus, and your parents, Rizik, do not look as excited about this.
Hey Mum, hey Dad, there were puffer pigs. And bad droids did it.
What you gonna do?
Bigger boys came. Bigger boys came and they stamped on our fish and they drank all your beer and they made us go into the desert.
At the moment, mostly because I can't do the voice, your parents are staring at you and the constabulary says,
Hello,
You're just lucky that your droid had a tracker in it.
Roy. Hooray for being a narc.
Bridget goes running over to him. We went on a treasure hunt, and there was treasure, and then there was droids, and then there was explosions, and I don't like adventures.
Don't forget the puffer pigs.
your mum holds you tight as you possibly can. She's crying, you're crying. It's okay, you never need to leave again. It's fine. It's fine.
Hey Mum, hey Dad, they were puffer pigs. I've got a diamond.
Tikus shrugs, pulls out fistfuls of treasure.
Am I grounded?
And we'll leave it there.
Roy picks up his arm and just kind of waves it. Yay!
Thank you very much for listening, everybody. I assure you regular service will be resumed next week. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Force Majeure Pod is played using the Force and Destiny game system by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Tiny Tikus is played using a game I made up, and you can probably find that on the website by now. It's very simple. Our intro music for this season is Unholy Night by Kevin MacLeod, and our outro music is Suburban Outlaw by Forget the Way. Both used with gratitude and under the Creative Commons license. If you like the show, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Force Majeure Pod. We have a Coffee account at ko-fi.com/Force Majeure Pod. You can also find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Force Majeure Pod. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.